Hello everyone, this is Daniel News and this is an exclusive look into Tinubu hiring his
Lie below as the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau. The meeting proceeds into a closed-door session immediately afterwards. And a few hours later, some ministers arrived to speak on the resolutions of the meeting.
The erstwhile Ministry of Niger Delta has now been renamed Ministry of Regional Development. The President and members of Council today took a decision to rename that ministry so that all these other regional bodies will come under this new Ministry of Regional Development. There is no longer, from today, the Ministry of Sports Development. All activities and programs of the Ministry of Sports Development are now being brought under the National Sports Commission. Number 3, the Ministry of Tourism has also been scrapped. Activities of that ministry are now being brought under the Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and Creative Economy. So that ministry will now be called Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and Creative.
A few minutes after the ministers leave, the special advisor to the president arrives with more developments.
The president has approved the immediate implementation of 8 far-reaching actions to reinvigorate the administration's capacity for optimal efficiency, pursuant of its commitment to deliver on its promises to Nigerians.
In addition to the developments earlier outlined by the Minister of Information, the special advisor announced new portfolios for some ministers. The Minister of State Education, Honorable Dr. Tanko Sununu, is now Minister of State Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. The Minister of State Health, Dr. Olatunji Alausa, now Minister of Education. The Minister of State Water Resources, Barrister Bello Goroyo, now Minister of State Works. Minister of Niger Delta Development, Honorable Abubakar Momo, now Minister of Regional Development. And the Minister of State Steel Development, Ubamegeri Amadu, now Minister of State Regional Development. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzuka Anite, to now be the Minister of State Finance. The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, will now serve as Minister of State Industry, Trade and Investment. Minister of State Police Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, to serve as Minister of Women Affairs. Minister of State for Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, becomes the Minister for Youth Development. The Minister of State and the Minister of State Environment, Dr. Salako Adeboye, now to serve as Minister of State Health.
These are the following ministers who have been discharged, and as you know, the President met them this afternoon to thank them for their services for the nation. They are as follows: Barrister Huju Ken Oaneye, Minister of Women Affairs; Lola Adejon, Minister of Tourism; Professor Tahir Mama, Minister of Education; Abdullahi Muhammad Guazo, Minister of State Housing and Urban Development; Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim, Minister of Youth Development. So only 5 ministers were discharged.
He also announced 7 new ministerial nominees. Dr. Nantawe Yilwalda as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. Megeri Dingyadi as Minister of Labor and Employment. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu as Minister of State Foreign Affairs. Dr. Jumoke Oduwole as Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. Mukhtar Meha as Minister of Livestock Development. Honorable Yusuf Abdullahi Atta as Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development, and Suwaiba Ahmad as Minister of State Education, all subject to confirmation by the Senate. 2 other appointments were announced, that of Shehu Diko as the chairman of the National Sports Commission and that of former Minister Sunday Dare as the special advisor to the President on public communication and orientation. From the presidential villa, Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.